real quick, do you guys have a least favorite boss? Because mine is the frog. I think it's in the amphibian era.
Ooh, he is tough.
Dude, I almost wanted to hum my ROG ally across the living room because of those little stupid frogs stun locking me.
You're supposed to jump on. You're supposed to jump.
Dude, how do you jump on him when he jumps like two screen lengths away from you?
No, not the big frog. You jump on the little ones as they're coming at you because they only have one.
No, he got my number the most times by far.
Welcome to the Cable Club. We're a video gaming podcast where three guys eat tons of meat. And we're linking up to talk about the games you love and rank them.
Just flip that food pyramid upside down.
What? Hell yeah, carnivore diet. Water, salt, beef.
That's all I need.
You evolved into an herbivore? Eat meat anyway.
This is episode number 67. We're your hosts. I'm Steve.
I'm Dino Dan.
Gaia kind of bad, though. I'm Dawn.
And today, we're talking about the cult classic E.V.O, Search for Eden.
Oh, is it a cult classic? I've never heard of this game until...
That's why it's a cult classic.
This is like the legit... Yeah, this is legit a cult classic.
Is this the hidden gem I'm not going to get chewed out on social media for calling a hidden gem?
No, somebody's always going to have a stupid opinion.
Okay, all right. Proceed.
So get ready to upload data from us to you. But first, let's set the mood, boys. E.V.O, Search for Eden carries itself as strange, lonely, and quietly awe-inspiring. From the moment the game begins, there's a sense of being so small within a gigantic, uncaring world. You're not a heroic savior, so much as a creature struggling to survive, evolve, and adapt in a world governed by natural selection and mysterious cosmic forces. The environments feel ancient and primal. There's a constant tension between wonder and danger. Every new era promises growth, but also extinction if you make the wrong choices. At the same time, the game's mood becomes increasingly philosophical and unsettling as it progresses. What starts as a simple evolutionary journey slowly reveals deeper themes about ambition, control, and the cost of perfection. The presence of higher beings manipulating evolution adds a sense of dread and existential unease, making you question whether progress is truly freedom. By the end, E.V.O feels less like a traditional action RPG and more like a meditation on life itself. Beautiful, harsh, but ultimately fragile. It leaves you with a lingering, almost somber feeling, as if you've witnessed the rise and fall of countless lives compressed into a single, haunting journey.
It's haunting journey for sure.
Yeah, the fucking music.
Grindy, dude. That grindy journey for sure.
We did a lot of eating.
Lots of eating, lots of killing. You name it.
So much murder. But before we get into all that, I have some announcements. Which the first of which I'm actually pretty excited about. So our merch store is actually open. So finally, you can get yourself some cool Cable Club gear. There's only 5 products on there now. We'll probably put up some more. But I'm going to do Dan a big, rock-hard, solid favor here. And I'm going to share my screen with the store so he doesn't have to edit in video footage afterwards.
Oh, so very nice.
1 second while I pull that up. So if you're listening to us on a platform, you can go check us out on YouTube. Look at that. I'm also getting the plugs in right now. And you can look at the wares on offer. So we've got a t-shirt which actually is not quite a t-shirt. They're calling it a gamer tee. It actually feels like a workout shirt. You guys know what I mean? Kind of that like light, breathable, like moisture
Yep.
wicking material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
very, very comfortable. 5 different colors. We have this awesome insulated travel mug, which I have to say is probably like the favorite thing that I've gotten. I drink from it every day, and it's really big. It's got a really high quality lid. Comes with a good quality straw. Uh, some stickers, some hats. Just go check it out for yourself. If you don't plan on heading over and watching the video, the link will be in the description. And I want to say that we've priced all of these things so that our operation, I just believe in total transparency. So we'll actually net about $5 from each transaction. And $1 of that actually ties into my next announcement, which is that we're officially partnering with Extra Life. And if you haven't heard of Extra Life before, they are a charitable gaming platform that partners with children's hospital networks in order to fund local and national level children's hospitals. So basically, how it works is gaming themed entertainment, like our podcast right here, does our work. We partner with them, and we're going to give a certain percentage of everything we make to them. So we have a meager goal, because I'm not delusional, and I know we don't have a big audience, but we have a meager goal of $100 in 2026 that we're trying to raise for them. And we'll do this in a couple different ways. One is through the merch sales, but also you'll see on our social media, we'll post once in a while to try to draw up some donations. But also in November, there is a 24-hour streamathon event that people who work with Extra Life host. So I'm hoping to put something together for that. So hopefully you all can join us at some point during that day when we announce those things, and we'll have more details to come.
Awesome.
You guys excited for that? Because I am.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
so
that you want to do a 24-hour streamathon with me, right?
24
I'm
hours.
I'm sure it won't be that bad.
Dude, the last time that
Just
Don and I
get-
tried to do a 24-hour gameathon, it was Donkey Kong 64, and we were fucking wired. We were like
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, all we need is like a game that's similar to Bloodlines, Castlevania. I think would be good to go.
Just put your diapers on. How many games can we beat on Don's not beaten game list in 24 hours?
Depends on the game, I guess.
I still got to hunt down all the relics in Metroid Prime, so there is that. And then I just wanted to talk a minute for about this year's schedule. So right now we're in the middle of our winter backlog. This is Dan's game, so that's the last host pick game we're going to do. The next 3 games are going to be picked by you, the audience, and you've already submitted some of your backlog games. We're going to pick a random one today. If you haven't submitted your backlog game yet, you still can. We have 2 more of these episodes coming up where we're going to pick a random game from our listeners' backlog. So if you are listening, you can either write us in an email the game that you would like us to play, and it's a Prime Cup rules. If you're familiar with Pokemon Stadium, or no holds barred, so you can pick any game you want us to play and do an episode on, and it'll get entered into this random pool of games. So after that, we're going to start our league this year, and this year's league is going to be focused on indie games, not retro games. So we're going to have guests come on. They're going to bring us their favorite indie games. We're going to rank them into cups, and then we're going to have our audience vote on them and give out prizes just like we did last year. So look out for that. That league is going to start on March 27th, so ring in the spring. And that is what I have for you. So, Dan, question of the week?
Question of the week comes from Hux. He wrote, "What's your favorite esports moment?" What do you say, boys?
So I have a couple.
I don't watch esports.
Yeah,
Really.
I don't really either, but I know this is gonna we've talked about this before, but I feel like the Daigo parry is very good, and it's partially for me because I still watch Justin Wong stuff sometimes, and he's still kind of traumatized about it, or at least he plays like he is, and it comes up so infrequently, but it's such a good memory. But a little bit more near and dear to my heart is the Hearthstone scene. So there are 2 major types of cards in Hearthstone, maybe more. It's been a little while, but there are minions and spells. And I think in like the 4th or 5th set to ever come out, they released a card called Yogg Saron, which you're in the game of Hearthstone, you'll go every turn you get more mana to spend, up to 10 mana. So Yogg Saron costs 10, and he's a minion, and he has 7 attack and 5 health. That's not very much for something that costs 10. But what he does is he throws a random spell at a random target from the pool of all spells in the whole game, times the amount of spells that you, the player, have played throughout that game. So he was tournament legal. And if that sounds random, it is. But people did the math and figured out he was beneficial to you like 50.8% of the time or something like that. So basically everybody's deck included this vanilla card. And if they fell behind in the late game, they would just throw it down as a Hail Mary if they knew they couldn't win. And the amount of times it worked, on camera because people were hyping it up was just ridiculous. He eventually did get banned, but it's just funny how much of a coin flip it was, and just really kind of speaks to the evolving meta of card games, that if you're like, if I can coin flip, win the game, and I know I'm going to lose anyway, I may as well flip that coin.
Oh yeah.
And you'd have turns where people would Yogg Saron, flip the board state, and then the other person would Yogg Saron on their turn and flip the board state back.
Ugh, that sounds like the Wild West. I'm not here for it.
or you'd die spectacularly because Yogg Saron would kill you. He'd throw like 5 burn spells at your face or something.
Jeez. Mine's Smash Brothers Melee related. There were a lot of really good moments back in 2007, 2008. But one of my favorites is the Wombo combo, and it was a 2v2 match. So in Smash Brothers, pretty much everybody that listens to this is probably familiar with Smash Brothers. But one of the team members was knocked out, so it was a 2v1 at the time, and it was a premeditated, pre-planned grab combo between a Fox and a Captain Falcon, where they did this crazy combo and they killed the other Fox or knocked him out with this cool combo, and everybody was screaming in the recording, "Wombo combo!" And it was just
happy feet. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
I really enjoy the montages of salty Smash gamers.
Yeah,
where like people get mad and they I've seen people like take their controller like a mace and just like whip it at the ground.
Those controllers are expensive.
Every Smash tournament is somebody's controller's retirement party. That's basically what I figured out from these videos. The other person's holding out their hand to shake their hand, and the other guy's like whipping his controller around on its string, and he's
I've seen ones where, the match ends and the dude puts his hand out, the opponent that won, and the guy quickly goes over, he shakes the hand real quick, then he turns back over and slams his controller down. He's like sportsman-like for literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of I'm trying to think of his name. He's a guy that is Marvel versus Capcom pro, but he's like the nastiest, most toxic, trash talking like heel of a player ever.
Yeah.
Like he comes out and he just talks. I want to say his name is like Turkey Champ or something like that. I forget. But he's just brutal. And it's funny because when he loses, he's actually pretty graceful about it. But like he talks all the smack to everyone, and especially when he wins. Like he's playing against like the best player in the world, and he takes one stock off him, and he's telling the guy how dog shit he is.
You're free.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. I don't know. I can't.
Man, that reminds me. Like, there's so many old videos of Magic pros, and it used to be like part of the game where they would just smack talk throughout the whole match. These pros, and it's like ridiculous.
What is it to like get in their head so they make a
it's
mistake?
to distract them, and like it was a big part of the game way back when.
Jesus.
You're trying to sit here and do math, and they're like, "What are you going to do? You're going to attack? You're going to just like, I already got you blocked here, and there." And it's like so bad, man.
Sure you want to do that, bud?
So BM.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really watch esports, but like John brought up a good point with Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like I don't know any of these guys' names, but like there was this like like top tier player that like did smack talk. And there was like this other player who like played a bunch of low tiers. It was like Hulk and like a bunch of like bulky slow characters. And obviously this like best in the world kind of player was like rocking like Phoenix and stuff. And Phoenix was like basically if she was your last character, she'd get like ridiculously strong and like super overpowered. And it was like a strat that people would use where like they would save Phoenix for last. But like what this guy would do is like there's a couple moves in the game where like you can kick the opponent off the screen and it forces the switch. What this person would do with the low tiers would like try to get like a force switch into Phoenix and just try and eliminate it. So like his whole strat would like basically disappear. They did like a 1st to 10 and it was like neck and neck. It was like they both had like 9 wins and the guy with the low tier ended up pulling it off. And it was just like insane. But
Sometimes I feel like stuff like that happens because nobody's ready for it.
yeah, but like
It's real metagaming.
This guy
Yeah.
was that's when I kept saying you're free. That's like what he would say to this guy every time he would win a game like off the player that was playing the low tiers. So it just feels so good when someone smack talks and they get put in their place.
It reminds me of all the videos that I'll watch where, one of the, got 2 UFC fighters and one's like real BM, and then you get to see the guy that was being humble knock him out. Oh, so good feeling.
Like one taps him too.
He deserved that.
It's showbiz, you know? Like,
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up the community answers here. We'll start with Hux. He said, I love me some Daigo Perry. Who doesn't? And Leroy Jenkins is iconic, but my vote obviously has to be, oh my God, Lightning Helix. I don't know.
Oh my God, it's Lightning Helix!
What is that?
Okay, so in
Story time.
Pro Tour Ravnica, it was like 2008, or no, I'm sorry, earlier, 2005 or 6. And what happened was there was this zoo deck, which is all creatures, and then there was a burn deck, or something similar to that. And these 2 people were playing in the top 8 finals. And the game was like game 3. It was the deciding game. And they both played masterfully. And this guy had only one card in his deck that would win him the game. And that was Lightning Helix. And it was, if he didn't win that turn, then his opponent was going to win. And so right as his turn came over, he grabbed the top card of his deck, flipped it over, and slammed it down before even knowing what it was, and it was Lightning Helix.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Great esports moment.
Is tabletop gaming esports? Does that count? Tell us in the comments.
I mean, I feel like it does. Okay.
It's in the same vein for me too.
Yeah.
I'd put chess in esports too.
I don't know. I think I draw the line there. I think
But
chess would be happy to be not included in the.
But what would you call it
team.
though? Just like chess by itself? Like it just doesn't. It's not lumped in with anything.
Yeah, it's like its own thing.
Yeah, could be. Chef Doug. I can't find the clip, but there was a moment in Halo tournament where the dude fired a single shot in a corridor and the enemy team moved in such a way that the dude got a 5-person headshot. Multi-kill, team kill, all at once.
Pentakill.
Oh my God, dude. Imagine. Like I wish he found that clip.
Moment. Yeah, that's a retire now moment.
Oh yeah, like just him like explaining that, like I want to go and see that. Like that seems insane. Like that's like tournament winning right there. You know,
Gross.
Ridiculous.
Completely disgusting. Because it was not intentional.
Oh no, wait. Yeah, because like the team had to line up for that to happen. Like
well, now they know not to do that.
Don't follow me.
Yeah, don't follow too close.
Yeah.
Burn after reading. What did we learn here? I don't know. I just learned not to do it. I didn't just learn not to do it again, whatever it was.
That's right.
Okay. Mythical. MLG, another Halo 3. Meadowlands 09. After Final Boss completely dominated Halo 2 tournaments, they were off to a bad start in Halo 3. They ended up kicking off their team captain, Welshly. He joined another team and ended up beating them. When interviewed in main stage, he said, it was like taking candy from a baby, but I think the baby would have put up a better fight. Such a nerdy moment, but it was hilarious at the time. We'd be like 6 people deep crowded around our single PC watching live.
It's
That's
good
pretty cool.
stuff.
That is definitely some revenge there, though.
A true fan there.
Yeah, like I'm sure like that dude like was amped up to beat his, former teammates. All right, and then we have Happiny. My favorite esports moment is a combination of moments when I make my opponents quit mid-game. I salt my tortilla chips with their tears. I don't know
He
what he
actually put up a video of his own channel. I don't know if he created the channel to just put this video.
Oh, he's
but,
jeez.
but yeah, he put up a video of his of I'm assuming his Madden gaming, and he takes the ball and he runs it like all the way down the field. Like basically never happens in actual football, it seems, but he
Yeah.
just goes and then after he gets into the end zone, it just DCs, like the pop-up comes and DCs, the opponent quit.
Yeah, that happens a lot in gaming.
Yeah,
You
what's your
know.
favorite part of esports? Rage quitting.
Yeah, rage quit edition.
There would be metas where like you knew you didn't want to play against a particular class, so sometimes I would pick that class and I wouldn't even be running the deck that was broken. I'd be doing something else, but as soon as they see the class you are, they just quit. Like you get like 3 out of 10 games for free because they just see it and they're like, no.
Wow.
Like,
Jeez.
I'm not doing that again. You tell what kind of day everybody's having.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I could play a game where it's like if I was invested into it, but like I quit like half of my matches, like depending on like what the opponent is, like that
So
that doesn't
play
seem that fun to me.
play any kind of PvP style game with a ladder, and you'll have days like that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like just play it out, dude. I mean, at least I would.
In this
So
particular case,
don't you lose points for like DCing out or something or
well, you lose the same amount of points for losing, but in this case, the deck would make the games go really long.
oh
So if you
yeah, that's
thought
no
that you
good.
weren't gonna win anyway, like if your deck was not
Yeah, it's like
favored
half
against
hour
it,
long game just to lose.
yeah, you're just like no.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely needs to be fixed on Blizzard's end if games are like that. Like
Especially if you
that's
got
no
a couple
fun.
of bad beats, like before that, you're just in a crap mood, and you run across that, and you're like, no,
I'm like
no,
I'm not like
get
big
me
into
out.
cards, but like I'm sure there's like decks in various games that do that. Like try to draw out a game.
Yeah,
Like
you see Island go, and you're like,
to fatigue the opponent. They're like,
How much
I just want to end
how
this.
much time do I have?
looks at the clock, 30 minutes. Oh my god.
Ugh. Jeez.
It's hard to balance games,
It is.
especially card games, and when you have control decks, and
Well, card games especially because it's not like a video game where it's like you can just throw out a patch.
No, what usually happens in card games is metas evolve over time to where control, loses to aggro, or control beats combo, and then aggro beats, control, and combo beats aggro. It's like,
What is it like a cycle that like
yeah,
continuous
it's like a
cycle?
long cycle that usually happens. The meta shifts in a way that decks move around.
Hmm. Makes sense. I
You
guess
just need to make
that's
enough powerful cards to
yeah. I guess that's
make a
one way
format do
around
that.
it.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can't patch cards, right? Like it's like oh,
No, but you
like
can ban them.
this card does something else now. It got patched.
well, you can patch them now because most card games are digital. That was the
Yeah.
cool part about Hearthstone. They absolutely would balance cards that they
Yeah.
over tweaked, which was kind of nice. So I liked it when some cards went from completely broken to completely unplayable. They're like, yeah, no, we don't want people doing this.
Hey.
Why do they do that? Like in games in general, where it's like when something's like broken, like why can't you like nerf it to like where it's like okay? You know what I mean? It's like a lot of time when they throw like the nerf hammer at it, it's like makes it completely dog shit after that. It's
I
like
mean,
well,
if you want the real answer, it's Reddit. Like, because people go and blow it up on the forum, and then you're like, wow, people really hate this. Let's make sure they don't experience it anymore. And they just
yeah, it's just
nuke that thing from orbit, whatever it
so like
was.
it should still be like at least viable, like not like unplayable.
You just can't make everybody happy.
You
That's what it is.
can't. I guess what it.
The
I
unhappy
don't
are
know.
much more vocal than the happy.
I'm a fan for like
Squeaky
micro
wheel gets the
nerfs.
grace.
Yeah, micro nerfs. You keep nerfing it until it gets to a spot where it's good. Like it's sitting at a good spot.
You just get it to micro evolve until it gets good. Just gradually evolves.
either way, either buff it or nerfs or whatever it needs. But like doing like these like 50% nerf, like 75%, it's just like of course it's gonna be shit or like
Or how about
overpowered
100% nerf when you
with those kind of
de-evolve
numbers.
into a bird or a reptile, like in
Dude, those are some mega nerfs.
like in
Oh
E.V.O.
my god.
Search for Eden, the game that we're going to talk about now. All right. So it was Dan's game, so therefore I feel that Dan
Music sucks.
should do the overview. But before we do that, Dan, what the fuck?
I was practicing my duck face because that's what I want to be.
What is this game? What?
So E.V.O. Search for Eden was released in 1992 in Japan.
Same
And-
year as Final Fantasy V. Just hold on,
Mm.
we'll get back there. But I just want to point that out.
The US got it in 93. Platform is Super Nintendo. Developed by Almanac Corporation, published by Enix. Not Square Enix, Enix. It's a side-scrolling action game, has, I would say, light RPG mechanics. Not a lot, but yeah. You get like these like E.V.O. points, which is like basically experience points. And you can use these to evolve various parts of your character depending on the era that you're in. So like you start off in the ocean era, and then it gradually goes to like the prehistoric era up into like early human eras. Dialing it back to the ocean era, you start off as a fish. You'll fight other fish and other like crustaceans and water life to basically evolve. So you'll get experience points when you eat the meat off of them. Everything's like a T-bone steak or whatever. Not a T-bone steak, but like a everything is a
short rib.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'd say short rib. Yeah,
Everything's packing that in their little body, and that's all you eat.
yeah. So like you kill a jellyfish, you get a bone-in short rib.
Yeah,
Like a beef short rib.
Yep.
It's great. I'm putting on my little neck napkin,
A
fork
bib.
and knife, my bib.
Even
But,
if you're an animal that eats plants, you still eat the
oh
short.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They know what's up, dude.
Blood is the only way to evolve.
Yeah, so basically you can evolve like various body parts. You can do like head, horns, like fins, hands, feet, fins, dorsal fins,
Tails.
like basically you name it, it's probably there. Like you got body parts for like more defense, but like the main mechanic of the game is to progress through the ages, because the name of the game is survival of the fittest. So
Kind of.
yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's like you have to outlast everything else. So like you come out on top and evolve, and the game starts you off with Gaia, and she basically tells you that like, hey, we're gonna try to progress through these ages and basically see like how far you can get. And then there's like something going on with like crystals, I guess, are interfering with like the natural evolution. So like you gotta
Ancient aliens for all who are familiar.
yeah, so like you kind of, there's not much of a story in this game, but like there's that going on where it's like you gotta fight off ancient aliens at one point, but they're like way later in the game. Usually you're just going through the game, progressing. It's kind of like, if I had to put a name on it, Link's Adventure.
Or
Where
Spore.
you'll go onto the world map and you'll pick a stage, and it's like a side scroll event, kind of like Link's Adventure. And you just got to go from point A to point B, and then you can go to the next one. But yeah, basically that's what it is. It's just like the game's very grindy at times, because sometimes you'll get stuck on some bosses where it's like you can definitely tell like, all right, I am very underpowered for this. So either I try to bash my head against the wall trying to fight this boss, or I go back and just grind out the necessary like upgrades to see if I can progress further.
So I think when I started this game, I had expected I think you guys are both familiar with Spore, right?
Yeah, I think that was like an early 2000s computer game, wasn't it?
I thought it was older than that, but I did a little bit of research on that, but
I think it's a
you're
late
right.
2000s,
It's actually
no?
kind of like 2008.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Mm.
realize there was only like one Spore game, except for like a couple of like peripheral games. Like I think they made one for the DS, and there was like a cell phone one. But yeah,
I
I
didn't know that.
I thought Spore was like a whole series, but it doesn't seem to be. But like I thought it was going to be kind of like that, where like you could evolve into different creatures based on the aspects you did. But actually, like, I don't know if you guys found things to be sort of linear. Like,
With
and
this
I
game, oh,
found this out.
100%.
Yeah, because like I really wanted to be like a fish that used like a horn, like a
Mm,
narwhal,
yeah,
right? And so like your only attack when you start is like a bite.
yeah,
And then but you can evolve to have a horn. So I figured out how to use a horn, but then my horn broke
yeah,
after like 3 uses.
yeah, that's
But
no
I had
fun.
but like I had ground up, you know, enough short ribs to get myself a horn, and then it just broke and I don't get those points back. And so I just decided to not do that. So I ended up like I don't know
And the
how
horn
you
is
guys
like
feel.
the most expensive upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for the last tier one too, like, holy moly.
Yeah, so I became a swordfish at the end with an unbreakable horn, but the horn wasn't even good. Like it didn't deal good damage.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
have a
don't know
gripe.
what's up with the horn.
I think, like, a big gripe I have with this game is, not knowing what any of the upgrades do for you until, like, you actually buy it and then check your stats, because like, you have no idea, like, what it even does. Like,
I
it's like, do I really wanna spend, like, 2,000 on this upgrade that I might not like? Like,
I was safe stating before buying upgrades so I could
yeah.
see what they all did
Yeah, yeah.
before making an actual selection.
Well, Dan provided a nice chart in the Discord that kind of told us, right?
Yeah,
But
I
Oh, I
mean,
didn't
you
even
can
see
kind of
it.
and well,
surmise, right? Like there's
even that one was kind of bad, because once I started playing it and then I was like referring to that list, I was like, dude, this dude isn't really being descriptive. He was like, better HP,
but
but
it's
like,
true though.
yeah, but like, I don't know. Some of them I were just like, really, that's all you got to say about it? Like,
Well,
they thought,
so it's like, okay, there's 5 dorsal fins and they go up in how many points you need to evolve into them, right? And
yeah.
what they do for you is HP and speed, and the final dorsal fin is whoa, it's faster than the first one. Like that's just how it is. Like so, I don't know. My inclination was I guess one thing that was nice about this game is my inclination was to just skip all the other evolutions and try to go for the top one first. But I was not really able to do that. Like the
Yeah,
game scales in difficulty fast enough where I
yeah,
didn't
I
find
was doing
I
that
could do
at
that.
first. Like, you can get away with that in the water era, the ocean era.
Yeah.
But like, after that, it's just like you kind of need like those micro upgrades just to speed the process up. Like, especially like the jaws. Like, I don't want to sit there like trying to chomp this thing, 5 damn times to like get like 30 experience. I want to one shot it and move on. And sometimes just getting one jaw upgrade will allow you to do that. So like,
Yeah,
definitely,
in this game, it's like the first thing that I would upgrade is damage, and then the second thing would be speed. I was not worried about HP right away.
yeah. But HP definitely does help, especially with the goddamn hit stun in this game. Holy sh-
Really?
I
Because I
don't
feel like that's the reason it doesn't help.
Yeah, it does though, because it's like if you get caught in like a hit stun and it's like boom boom dead, at least sometimes you might be able to get out of it with like more HP.
So I think the first time it happened to me, I had 25 HP, and you know those little horseshoe crab things in
Oh
the
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they'll go
all the
like
ones
do
that
do
bounce
do do.
around, yeah.
yeah. So I like went over one, and when it like pinballed between me and the ground, like and it hit me like 5 times and killed me like instantly. And it's so fast that I thought it only hit me once, and I was like, oh my god, those things are deadly. Like
Yeah.
it took like 25 HP off me.
Yeah, it's insane, like how fast you can die sometimes. And you know what's funny too is when you die, Gaia basically tells you like your evil points, you're going to lose a slight amount of them. She says slight.
It's half.
You lose fucking half of them. That's not slight, girl. I'm sorry.
It depends. Do you have 2, or do you have
Uh,
1,000 or
at
10,000?
times I definitely had to. Yeah.
Like, quit lying to me.
Like some enemies took like 14,000 points off me. Like it just was that way. It was very
Boom,
sad.
gone. Yeah. Anytime I tried to like go to like a boss, or if I knew a boss was coming up or something, I would just try to spend it, because it was like, there's no way I'm losing that much.
And the hit stun, I can't overstate. This is one of those games you have no iframes. So if
Yeah.
something just goes and dogs you, which happens a lot, like you can't get out of it. So there's instances. Oh, and enemies all have me germs too. And if you don't know what
Of
me germs
course.
is, if you remember Scary Movie, the guy with the little hand sticks his hand into the pie and shouts me germs, it hurts you to touch him. That's what me germs is.
Yeah.
They're bosses that you hurt to touch. So they would just like get in you, like in your sprite, and it'd be hitting you, and they'd be attacking you, and depending on your upgrades, you probably couldn't hit them back because they were like in your sprite, and you just get like stun locked to death
Yeah. Yeah.
in certain
It's
instances.
pretty brutal.
Well, to be fair, you can stun lock some enemies too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does work the other way around. Like they don't have iframes either.
it's
So
not a nice combat system in general.
it's survival of the fittest, baby.
Yeah, kind of, except you have a goddess that really wants you as her mate and
Yeah, I know.
is
It's
reviving you
cheating.
to just
Don't
throw you,
don't tell my father.
Don't tell my father.
just throwing
It's
you
the
endlessly
same as
at
Princess
certain
Ruto when
enemies.
she gives the Zora Sapphire. She's like, "Don't tell my father."
Yeah. But
Guy
like,
in her weird cold dead eyes.
yeah, I mean the game, like in the grand scheme of things, like, the upgrades are like cool and whatnot, but as Don was saying, the game is actually pretty linear. Like you don't really get like a lot of like different attacks until much later in the game. And then even then it's like just like one extra attack. Like I guess Don, I never even knew this, but I guess Don says when you get like the bird form, like you get like this like kind of swooping attack. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize you got that.
So, you bite your way through most of the game, and then in the dinosaur era slash early mammal era, then you kind of get choices to do things a little differently. And actually, ironically, we all did, right? Like we were kind of talking about this before the show.
Hmm.
So like in the dinosaur era, you're a dinosaur, obviously. But if you climb this mountain and take a leap of faith and jump off of it, you evolve into a bird.
Yeah.
And I stayed as the bird. So usually when you transition from era, like when you transition from the ocean to the amphibian era, you are essentially starting over, and I think you even lose all of your Evo points too.
Yep. Yeah, you do.
And you start from the lowliest of amphibians, and you have to work your way up from the bottom
God,
again.
that is
Yeah,
the most miserable form in the
Which
whole
one?
game.
I don't know. The
What, the
dinosaur
bird?
one's brutal too.
As soon as you transform into the amphibian,
Yeah, they're all pretty brutal, but so once you've done that, when you transition from dinosaur to early mammals, it's a choice. You don't actually have to turn into the early mammal. You can stay as a dinosaur, or in my case, a bird form,
Yeah.
and you can just kind of ride that out through the end of the game. But even from the mammal stage, you can either stay like an animal, like a lion, hippo, giraffe thing, with teeth,
That's what
and
I
a
did.
mane.
That's what I did.
Or you can actually like do a combination of parts that aren't so obvious. I think it's like body of a rabbit and like jaws of a cat or something like
yeah,
that. Yeah, and you can eventually evolve into a human with like an axe. So
Yeah.
you could stay a dinosaur, like a T-Rex dinosaur. You could be a bird, you could be a human, you could be a mammal thing, and that's kind of how you finish out the game. So there is a little bit of license.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
just
it
takes
is
place
kind of
later.
neat that like once you progress far enough in the game, it actually gives you like choices. Because like
And
in the beginning of the game, you don't get that. Like you become an amphibian, like no questions asked, and you become a dinosaur, and then no
so I
questions
get
asked.
like the point where they're trying to be like, oh well, you need to work hard to evolve and you have to adapt to survive and all that stuff. But like if this game was made now, I kind of wish that they would give you some kind of return of investment on all of the upgrades you had in the prior like age. Like
Yeah,
not saying that they have to give you all of the points that you spend, but what about like half? Just to cut the grind down on
right.
the game.
or
Yeah,
just let
But
no,
you
then
carry your stats over to the new creature and just build from there.
yeah,
yeah, something.
yeah. That would be cool because I would like a more like say like in the ocean era, a little more like a robust system where like say like hey I can upgrade my speed and I can up because you can't really upgrade too much of that because you're a fish, but like I would like that to carry over to like the amphibian. So like say like if you went like really speed heavy, like on your fish, your base amphibian would be fast or faster,
It would have been cool if there
which
were
would be cool.
trade-offs too.
Yeah.
Like if you maybe if you picked a certain fish tail, you would not be allowed to have like the most powerful fish jaws or something like that, right? And they kind of did that a little bit with the fish, and I'm surprised they didn't with the amphibian or the dinosaurs really. But like you could turn into a swordfish, but that reduced your jaws to like I think it's like the second best jaws. Like you can't have the shark jaws and also be a swordfish
Mm,
where you
yeah,
had like a horn and you could like charge enemies
yeah,
with it. So
Yeah, and with the
I like
amphibian, you could
that.
do everything.
Yeah, I just wish there was more of that.
yeah.
Because
Another thing I want to point out too is like some of the upgrades that you would get were kind of like head scratchers, and I mean, like the dinosaur age specifically, like you'll get like the T-Rex jaws, which were really strong, but like then you had like upgrades like after that like they weren't as expensive, but like they were like past the jaws. There was like three different like
They were
uh,
bird beaks.
is that what they were? Because you
Yeah.
could change into those, but like at the end of the day, it's like why would I use these? I mean, like I don't understand because they were like significantly weaker. So I don't know if
Yeah.
I was missing something or what.
And even as the bird, I gave myself T-Rex jaws. So I was like a flying like pterodactyl, except I had a T-Rex mouth.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
did. I
fierce
had
jaws are really good.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not gonna bother with the beaks. I don't know what they do and I don't care. But
yeah, they
they
weren't
actually might
strong.
have been good for the bird kick. So like
Maybe.
that other attack, like the swoop, would get more powerful when I would upgrade other stuff. Like when I upgraded from an armored body to a feathered body, it got better. And when I upgraded to like a long bird tail, it got better too. So I don't know if it's just maybe the
Yeah,
beaks would make the kick
maybe.
stronger.
Yeah, maybe you could have went for like a swooping build or something. Who knows? I didn't know
So
you could do that.
during the dinosaur age, did you guys farm the giant crustaceans?
Oh, on the
What are the
water,
giant crustaceans?
like the ones that worth 500.
Yeah,
I didn't even run out. I didn't even run into those. What are
I
they?
there's a water area in it's the only water area in the dinosaur age,
I
and
felt like they were only worth farming if you had like a strong enough jaws, because
the
it's like
jaws. Yeah,
So
because
I fought the plesiosaurs
you
for a
missed out.
hundred.
Yeah, no. There's if you have the fierce jaws, you'll one shot these. You know the little crustacean you're talking about that pinballed against you. There's like really large versions of them at the bottom of the water. You could swim and miss them completely if you swam at the top of the water, but if you went in the bottom of the water, there's crustaceans that are bigger and they're worth 500 Evo points apiece.
500?
yeah,
Yeah,
Like bosses are only worth like 1,000. That's
yeah,
insane.
but like they like if they get like the drop on you with like the pinball, like with the multiple hits, it was like a one shot almost. If you didn't have good armor, that is, because it like
you could buy good armor pretty quick.
it absolutely deleted you if you weren't ready for that. But yeah, well, if you had like a really good armor, like they didn't really hit that hard.
Yeah, that was
So
one of the tips I wanted to bring up.
yeah, so is it time for tips and tricks?
Yeah,
Sure,
just the tips.
All
just
right.
the tips.
Not a lot of tricks here. So mine is it might not be so obvious, but throughout the game there are these red crystals that you can find and they give you special forms. And this is not explained in the game very well, but anytime you are a creature, you can go and you can record it. And so if you found the red crystal that you could turn into a dragon, which would give you like 150 HP, which is roughly 3 times what you might have at the end of the game, and you hit for 30, and you have a horn that hits for like 15, and you can fly, like it's a very good form to be, and you have significant armor. Like some stuff that was hitting me for like in the 20s was hitting me for only like 10 as a dragon. So if you took forms and these red crystals, they'll turn you into like a special form for like a minute. But if while you're in that form, you go make a record of that creature, you get to name it. And I don't know how many you get, but I think there's like
I think it's the green
like
crystals, right?
6 or 7
Green, yeah.
red crystals. But yeah, then you get these green crystals which don't appear to really do anything. But what they do let you do, and I don't even think there's a place you can look to see how many you have.
There isn't. That's
Yeah.
something they need to add.
Like I just had a bunch. Like I think I
Yeah.
had 10 by the end of the game because it took me a long time to figure this out. But you could go and evolve back into any creature you recorded. So if you found one of these powerful creatures, you could record it, and then you could, for like a boss fight, if you found yourself on the ropes, you could like turn into a 200 HP elephant with like a 20 power charge attack or something like that, and it'd be like impossible to kill you for like 3 minutes while you fight the boss. This
Yeah.
neat
It's pretty
little
cool.
system there, but you had to do it though, because if you turned into the dragon and then turned back and you didn't record it, you don't get to. There's no second chances. You can't
Yeah,
go
it's
back
gone
and get the red
forever.
crystal again. It's just gone.
Yeah.
So it's strange, but that's a good tip for people to know, I guess.
No, it definitely is, 'cause that one was gonna be mine that I was gonna say. I guess another tip you could do is save states and rewinds. No, I'm just kidding.
What is this?
I'm just kidding. Um, I guess for another tip that you could do is learn like boss movement. Like they have patterns, and if you learn them, you can typically get them in a such a loop to where like you won't take any damage. Like for example, the fish boss, which is a pretty tough boss, for a very first boss. Like he can definitely demolish you. So he does like this dash attack. So like if you're like next to a wall and he dashes at you and you like move up, he'll like slam into the wall, and then you can get behind him and then chomp him like one or two times, and then you just get out of his way. And you can repeat this process and he'll never touch you if you once you learn it correctly. So and a lot of bosses like do that where another example, the amphibian, if you like level up the jumping capability on the bee bosses, like they like to fly like pretty high up, but like with the amphibian stage, like you can jump like so high, if like really high. And
Like a frog.
yeah, like insanely high. Like I think it's the only era where you can actually jump that high, like ridiculous heights. But anyways, you can jump up high enough to basically bite them out of the air, and then they'll just fall down, and then they'll try to fly back up, and then you can just keep getting them in this loop. And the bosses are jokes. Like some bosses, if you don't learn the loops, they're like ridiculous and they're hard. So that's my tip. Just
That
learn some
fish
patterns.
boss, if you get behind it and you just continue to just chomp, he'll sometimes hit you with his tail, but it does so little damage, and you can just bite and bite and bite and bite.
Trade
And
hits, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, trading hits isn't bad too if you're on the better end of that.
My tip that I brought to the table, these two boys didn't know that if you evolve mid fight or at any point, if you choose an evolution, it heals you completely. So if
Yeah.
you have a stupid little evolution you can do that costs 100 Evo points, and you can alternate back and forth, like if it was size or if it was like a cheap horn upgrade or whatever it
It,
is,
it's
you can
so
heal.
ridiculous. And the funny part is too, is it's not even that hidden. Like it's like almost like you just have to pay attention, because it's like as soon as like Steve was saying, you get that upgrade, you get fully healed. It's like presented to you, but it's like it goes over everybody's head. So like when he said it, I was like, oh my god, he's right. I can't believe it, dude.
Yeah, because the healing is like menuing, right? So it
Yeah.
feels like something you want to do when you have a minute to sit down and look at your options, right? But I don't know. To me, I just didn't think of doing it in the middle of combat. But then, like, I had been fighting bosses the hard way
Oh, dude.
until he mentioned that.
I know. Like I was probably like 90% through the game, like when he said that trick or that tip, because like I want to say in the first week I like played the crap out of this game. I got like 90% of the way through, then I took like a 5 day, 6 day break without even playing it. And then I finished it off. But I was like, damn, dude, some of these bosses would have been a lot easier if I knew that.
Well, I have another one actually. Did you guys notice that if you went into the menu at the right time, right after you got hit, like you could time it to where your HP would be 0, but you could go into the menu?
Yeah. Yep.
What, so you
Yeah.
Yeah.
could
So
what
like
it
before you died, like when your HP was at 0. There's a pretty generous window when you get hit to when you actually die. And if you just pause
Yep.
during that window, you evolve, you go back to full health, like you just
Right.
don't die.
It's
That's
it's
great.
almost like a fighting game counter in a way,
Yeah. Wow.
or a parry or
Yeah.
something.
So like there was, oh god, the fucking hit stun. It's so bad. So I figured this out against like the first B boss during the amphibian era. So like I went in and it was the king bee and I was messing him up. He just kept flying up and I kept jumping and biting him and jumping and
Oh yeah.
biting him.
Yep.
And then I accidentally zoned, which is the thing you can do. Like you can zone back out of the boss room. This isn't Mega Man style,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, oh no, right? So I go back in and he was right there and
Waiting.
he shot his 5-shot stinger and I couldn't move and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and I went from full to dead. I was like,
Give me those Evo points. Pay up.
yeah, I had like 3,000 Evo points, which at the time was a lot, and I was saving them up for something good.
Dude, he was
And I,
enjoying your sirloin rib steak or whatever.
yeah, he was
So then you
my
beat the
short
king
ribs.
bee, and you're like, oh, you meet up with this little dragonfly, and he's like, yeah, I didn't agree with the king bee anyway. And you're pretty much at this point where you don't need to evolve anymore. You're strong enough, but don't go into the desert because the sandworms are really strong. And you're like, who are you?
And
Tried
the
to trick
sandworms
me.
mess you up.
Did you guys have a favorite era or like a favorite like species?
Bird.
Bird. I
Bird is
have a
the
hot
bird.
take one. I think honestly, like the mammal's pretty cool with the kick, but I actually enjoyed the amphibian a lot. Like
Me too. Once you got
once
going.
you got going, like I was jumping like so high that I was
The
moving the
jump is
screen up.
outrageous. Yeah.
Moving the screen up. I was like, dude, I love that.
What color was your amphibian? Because I don't
Mine,
think they're the same.
I was what by the end of like all the evolution, like the end.
Yeah,
Mine was purple.
mine too. But I watched a video. Somebody had a different color amphibian than me. I don't
Yeah,
know how
Oh,
they got
really?
it.
mine was gold, but I didn't have max everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was purple. He looked like Spyro.
Yeah, my
Yeah, because he
yeah,
has
and
like a lizard
I
like.
think he looked the coolest too. Like out of all
Yeah,
the yeah, they went hard on that one.
So I didn't like that there was no range options. Like you fought the big fat amphibian thing and he's got like acid spit or whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I want the acid spit. Like how
I
come
know.
there's no
They
jaws to give me the
yeah,
acid
they
spit or
like I said,
something?
they could have done a lot more than they did. It's very linear in that where it's like you all you literally do is like jump and bite instead
yeah.
of
Well, this concept has legs,
yeah.
but it's like it could have been so much more. Like,
Speaking of which, the hands and feet upgrade only exists for the fish. Just saying.
Yeah,
There's the
that
upgrade
is
that says hands and feet. So
that
but
is
it's just for the
wild.
fish.
That is wild.
it's weird.
It
Sorry,
is weird.
I had to interject that thing.
But like, man, this game kind of like deserves like a sequel or like a remake.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
feel like.
Like ActRaiser did. Like I think it kind of deserves
Yeah,
like that.
something where it could reimagine the game and have like the core like foundation of evolving through, side-scrolling combat where you could get more than just bite.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it did. I feel like I mean, I don't have any way to prove this, but there's no way somebody invented Spore and didn't play EVO.
I know, but that game
Mhm.
is like a 3D like
Yeah,
adventure kind of game.
yeah,
It's not
way
like this.
it's way different.
Yeah, but you can so it's not way different. It is an ARPG element, but it was made in the era of 3D games. But the way you evolve is like harping on one particular characteristic until it turns into what you want it to
Yeah,
be, right?
but
So you
like
might start as like an amoeba
but
and then
isn't
eventually you evolve
Spore
a pair of jaws.
but isn't
Like
Spore kind of like it basically looks like how you want it, like exactly almost. Like no two things look the same like in
I
Spore.
think there's just that many upgrades. I mean,
Like this is
I
more
don't know.
linear where it's like, you have a set path that you follow
Yeah,
no
which I
matter
think
what.
is its greatest flaw, if I'm being
You think
honest.
so?
Yeah.
I actually think what they have is good. It's just it just needs to be expanded on.
I like think about it. They could have had ranged attacks. They could have
Yeah,
had elemental
absolutely.
attacks or something
Absolutely.
or some facsimile of it, right? They
Yeah.
could have you could have turned into a venomous creature that was good against some things, but not good against
Oh,
others.
dude, that
They
would have
could
been
have straight
cool.
up had herbivores,
Imagine that
right?
having like a poisonous bite where you bite something and then it has like a DOT. That would have been sick.
Yeah, like they didn't do any status effects, right?
Yeah.
No paralysis, no sleep, no nothing like that, right? And like they had weird creatures too, except you couldn't turn into them, right? Like there was later on there was the Birdmen. So we're kind of getting into the subplot of the game, right? But the whole reason that Gaia has you to reach Eden is because there's something she mentions something strange is going on with the evolution on this planet. And you find out that it's like basically these aliens experimenting on different creatures, but also the thing that they like whatever they did to experiment became such a problem that they couldn't control it anymore, and they left some of their crystals, their technology behind, and it turned into the final boss, which is Bullbox,
Yeah.
basically. But
Yeah.
like the I just feel like there's so much that they could have done in this game that they didn't do, like
Yeah.
because it's linear.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it just wasn't well known back then, but like you guys were saying, I do think it had enough leg to have a sequel. Like
For sure.
like I'm playing it today, and and at the end of the day, I'm like, this game isn't like top tier, but it's all right. Like I could definitely see this getting a sequel to evolve like basically what we have going on here. Like I'm just surprised that it flew on. It must have just flew under the radar or something because like I felt like it was an
Well, think about when
okay
it
for
was
the
released
time.
and what it's competing against. Like Don said, Final Fantasy V.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, that didn't get a US release, but that game, Final Fantasy V, is a good Final Fantasy.
but like I'm just thinking of like back then. It's like this game would have been pretty good for back then. You know what I'm saying? So
I
I don't
mean,
know.
it's a lengthy game. It's got saves, right? So I could see myself as like a kid who was like 7 or 8 years old, just getting started with video games. And I had my Genesis, and it was, games you turn on and off, and that's it. You got to beat it in one sitting or else, right? But you had this game, and you could play like a creature, and you could feel like you had some license and making some choices. And,
Mm,
like that would have felt pretty good at the time,
absolutely.
I think. It's definitely got some scuff on it now. Like, but,
Yeah, for sure. You know.
it had like losing half your evo points sucks, but it's not quite the same as losing like hours of progress, like if you game over in like a Final Fantasy or something and you didn't save for like a couple
Yeah.
hours. Like
Right.
to me that feels worse than losing the evo points. Like the game's a little bit grindy, but it's not that grindy. It doesn't like I think it only took me like 20 minutes to grind up enough points to get the Tyrannosaurus jaw and like the most powerful 5,000 body or something like that. It really didn't take long. It was monotonous, but it was only like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, well, it would have been a lot. It would have felt a lot faster if the music wasn't so repetitive.
God.
The music is pretty bad.
I mean, there's some okay tracks, but like a lot of the music in this game like loops after like 5 seconds, and I don't know what they were thinking about that. That's kind of crazy, especially with the game where like you're forced to grind a bit. Like, come on, you need longer tracks.
So I'll actually link something in our show notes, but I went looking for the soundtrack to just see if I could get some names of songs, and it's more like boss music and the names of stages. But there's a group called Arcade Player that remade these songs, and they really tried to make them sound cool. So I'll just give them a shout out and put them in the link if you're morbidly curious. They're not making my playlist still, but I do applaud the effort. It actually sounds like something that somebody put some work into, as opposed to this. This is one of those soundtracks where the Super Nintendo chip does not do it any favors.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, some of them aren't bad. Like that, I mean, there's one that kind of sounds like Dragon Questy, where it goes like do 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 do, and then it's got this one part where it goes do 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 do.
That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah, like so. I mean, that one's not bad, but like it's far and away, like because like a lot of time you get like these 5-second loops on it. It's like why?
I like the ambient, like undersea ones too. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Super Metroid, but that's probably a dirty thing to say,
Yeah.
given the reputation of that game.
Super Metroid's music is really good.
Oh yeah.
It's
For sure.
ambient. It definitely helps the feeling of the game. Yeah,
Well,
not
I don't
something
have a
I
whole
would
lot to
totally
say.
off to. I do want to talk about the final boss though. How'd you guys find Bullbox?
I don't know. Was it like Russian roulette or something? I'm not like I
Yeah,
still don't understand that boss because it's like, are they like, do they come out the same way every time or is it random?
Yeah, it's
random.
random.
Yeah,
I fought him
okay.
enough times to know it's random. I fought him a lot. I probably fought him like 7 or 8 times.
Dude,
Well,
I
did you
made sure
beat
I
him
had a bunch
before-
of E.V.O points going in there, and I just did that
Yeah.
whole thing.
I was gonna say, did you fight him before I told you the tip?
No, but the thing that was getting me were actually a couple things. So occasionally it was hit stun. So
Yeah, you can pause mid hit stun.
what would oh well, I actually didn't know that, but so
he was stunned in real life.
so sometimes while I was like hitting buttons like no, like trying to jump out of it. But like Bullbox would do that attack where he would like reach out for you while you were fighting whatever the minion was, and he would like occasionally he would get me and he would like literally juggle me to death. It was like boom, 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 boom. Or the big problem for me was the amphibian. So I was a long-necked bird, and like when this guy was on the ground, there was literally nothing I could do to him.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
long
it
neck.
took me forever, right? So the long neck was super useful most of the time, but it took me forever to be able to figure out something to beat this amphibian. Where so I found out you can not only dash left and right to do the bird kick, but you can dash up and down during that fight. So I would dash down and kick, and it was like a quick like bird kick, and then he would go to jump, and I would snap at him. So I figured that out. The other one that got me a couple times was the stupid um what's his name? He's a that dinosaur with like the head thing.
oh yeah, the one that like I don't remember the
The
name. The one that like
Parasaurolophus.
yeah,
That's
the
what it
one that
is.
likes to belch and it yells or whatever, and it like
Yeah.
stun locks you.
If you let him go the other way and you don't corner him, you're dead. There is no way to stop it. So he just yells and it just AoEs the whole room, and it doesn't hit you for good damage, but it will hit stun you. It'll hit stun you, and then Bullbox will eventually hit you. But he yells at such intervals that you like literally can't move.
Yeah.
Happy feet. Wombo combo.
Yeah, I mean that was like my thing with the fight because it's like I tried to get most of the mini bosses in the opposite corner just so I could bite spam them, and then
Yeah, the left
freaking
corner.
ball bag over here would extend his arm over and try to hit you to interrupt my combo. I was like, no, get out of here, dude.
So you could
I'm
kill
busy,
that guy.
Mom.
Yeah, I know. Awful. But then he had like some BS ones, right? One of his 8 eggs. You were like, "Oh, these 8 eggs must all be serious mini bosses, right?" One of them is just like a super meat,
Yeah,
for
one
you.
just heals you. Yeah.
and then
Like the baby amphibian or
One is
whatever.
nothing.
yeah,
One was it
he's
baby
a
amphibian? Yeah.
he's a baby amphibian, but his meat is actually poisonous and hurts you for 5.
Yeah, maybe it's just like some lore or something. It's like, hey, that's frowned upon.
Oh,
don't-
speaking of frowned upon, the Triceratops that lost his baby, you can attack him and kill him.
I do. Look, man, in a game where the bigger your target is, the more points you seem to get. You telling me you wouldn't at least try it? Because
Yeah.
I did.
This game does like try to pull at the heartstrings a bit, especially with like the dad Yeti and the mom Yeti and the little baby. You know,
Yeah.
screaming. You killed its parents, and he's running around going, "Mommy, Daddy."
I felt a little bit bad after that one, and like they got the little sad music going, like
Yeah.
Huh,
But
survival of the fittest, son. You'll learn it one day.
It's just
Chomp.
Mister comes back for revenge, and he wombo combos your stupid ass into the sun.
Sasquatch ninja.
Yeah, he goes like he throws like a jab cross hook uppercut combo at you that'll completely take you out.
You have to like rub your eyeballs after that. You're like, "Excuse me, what just happened?"
Yeah, if you're playing your stupid human with his one axe and you miss that swing, and he closes the gap on you and just gets in on you.
Uh,
Some of the bosses are just like fun, and I like that a lot of the story of the game just boils down to like all the other animals complaining about the dominant species at the time. Like your first dialogue in this game is like you hear rumors amongst the kelp that there's like mean sharks
Yeah.
that just like own
You
the
forgot
ocean.
my drink, my diet, Dr. Kelp.
You didn't order a drink.
Or like, what did you say, Steve, about the bugs or something like that?
Oh, yeah. None of the plants can grow. All the bugs are eating them. Well, now that you defeated the bugs, plants will grow again and dinosaurs will flourish.
There you go.
I still eat meat, and I'm definitely the supreme evolution.
And
For
then
sure.
it was
I kill T-Rexes.
Yeah.
you find like hidden stegosauruses later, and they're like, will you leave us alone? And you can answer yes or no, and it's like, depends. How much points are you worth?
Yeah.
And when the end of the age of the dinosaurs comes and all the meteors are falling, Guy is just like, here, just step through my magic portal.
I know,
Dude,
like,
that was super violent, right?
yeah.
Like there's like T-Rex bodies like crushed with like boulders under them, and they're like
Yeah.
tongues and out and stuff.
And the
I'm like,
blood,
dude,
yeah, there's blood, yeah.
it's like blood everywhere.
Guy is dragging you through the portal. You're like, no, my EVO points. All the
She lets you
dinosaurs
keep
dying.
them. She lets you keep them at the very least.
Well, no, I meant like all the dinosaurs that were dying. It's all the EVO points left on the table.
Yeah. Eat all the short ribs. Go, go, go. Or the
Just a snack.
I like how you can answer to some of the bosses that you'll just do it their way, right? Like you come up on the T-Rexes and they're like, "We're the king of the dinosaurs, but you show a lot of promise.
Join
Why
us."
not roll? Why not roll with us?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, sure." And then like you just do, and then I guess Gaia just doesn't pull you through the portal and just lets the meteor kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, all those interactions where the boss gives you a choice, the wrong choice is always like some mini cutscene of like how it didn't work out. Kind of something like funny. It doesn't give you a game over or anything. It doesn't give you a game over. It just brings you back to the stage select.
You just go back to stage select.
Yeah.
Try again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did the dinosaur one a yes, and I did the merman one a yes. Did you guys do any of the other ones?
I did it for everyone. I played on my ROG ally, so I did save state for decisions like that. Real quick, do you guys have a least favorite boss? Because mine is the frog. I think it's in the amphibian era.
Ooh, he is tough.
Dude, I almost wanted to fucking hum my ROG ally across the living room because of those little stupid frogs stun locking me.
You're supposed to jump on. You're supposed to jump.
Dude, how do you jump on him when he jumps like two screen lengths away from you?
No, not the big frog. You jump on the little ones as they're coming at you because they only have one.
No, he got my number the most times by far.
I lost to the Yeti the most. I was the human, and like because your attack doesn't push anything back. Like you hit the Yeti, and then he's like, doo, doo, doo. Like
yeah, he was pretty.
time.
He was pretty bad too.
He cost me like I don't know, maybe him and his wife total or whatever costed me like 7,000 or 8,000 points because the human is 1,000 points to heal.
Oh God, you fought you were losing against the first Yetis. Not the two Yetis. The brown one?
Yeah, because I didn't have a good attack on them.
God.
The human attack doesn't knock them back, and they counter.
Yeah, the mama one with the slap, dude. The Donkey Kong slap, dude.
Just clap those cheeks, boy.
Yeah, it was real rough.
And she's so much bigger than the male one.
Dude,
That's funny, yeah.
She was brutal. Like sometimes she could dash into you. So like she'll dash into you, bounce into you, and into a clap, dude. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I died to her the first time, and I was next to my wife, and I was like, oh fuck, and she's like, what happened? I was like, I just got my cheeks clapped.
Literally.
But for me, it had to be the queen bee you fight after the king bee. She comes back later as like a blue version, and she's faster and hits way harder. And for me, she was easily the hardest boss. Her fight starts off with her immediately dashing you, and I don't know if you can dodge it, but basically it resulted in me taking like 34 damage at the start of the fight every single time.
Off the rip.
Yeah, like you had, it was one of those, right? Just real bitchy moments, and you had to get her in like a pattern. She also had the multi-stinger attack, and if you got hit by one of those, forget it, because you're getting hit by all
GG.
of them. Yeah. It was pretty much one hit death basically against her. She's really tough.
Yeah.
And apparently you guys didn't fight her.
I
So
didn't
she's
I don't
I
remember
did.
it. I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
it.
You did. You fought the blue one.
Yeah, and you have to teleport to the other continent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Blue
didn't have a problem.
Blue
That's
Queen
some
Bee?
cryptic Simon's Quest shit, huh? Getting over
What
to the other continent. I'm assuming you guys all got there via a guide because I don't know how you were supposed to know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. All you have to do is just hit the jump button, I think, at like a certain part on that
Yeah,
No,
but
I
screen.
how are you
just
supposed to
I
know
don't
that?
know. I just stood in place. It teleported me. It's like a Stonehenge thing. It was weird.
Oh, with like the little crying birds, which is also kind
Yeah.
of funny too.
Yeah, yeah. No, at the end of the level, it's like this like weird like structure. So I just walked into it and teleported me.
That little space with all the birds with no wings, they're all like crying. They're saying our
Yeah.
ancestors were wonderful winged beings who don't have wings. A mysterious force destroyed them all. I had a moment, like a Futurama moment. What killed the dinosaurs? Me.
It was Michael Scott from The Office. He's like,
No mercy. I'm back to finish the job, boys.
"How many Evo points are you
How
worth?"
many Evo points are you worth now without wings?
That's good.
Good stuff.
I
Does
don't know.
anybody have anything else?
Yeah, the pervy face that your T-Rex jaws make when you run. That, like angry, like
Yeah.
it's quite the expression. I feel like we need to make it one of the emotes on Discord. I just can't find a good picture of it.
Yeah. Or like when you get hit too, some of those are pretty funny looking.
Yeah,
Like your eye,
yeah,
like some of them have your eyes bulging out and stuff.
yeah. They're all like the weird anime kind of
Yeah.
like esque looking things. I don't know. It was a pretty good game. I had fun with it. Obviously, I beat it, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I think it was average. Maybe slightly above.
I also beat
I
it
was
without save states or speed up, so that
There you
means
go.
it's not bad.
I was glad to go back to it because I know I played it when I was a teenager, but I didn't finish it, and I don't remember why. But I'm glad to have been able to put it on my finished list.
All right, so you guys ready to get into our host review?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so before we get into our host review, I got to get the plugs in, right, guys?
Mm-hmm,
So
absolutely.
if you like what you hear, and you're a new listener, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here for a while, you're still listening to us, I know you've heard me say it. Click on that review portion. Drop us a rating and or review. Your feedback's wonderful. Helps us grow as a show and helps us get better at this. And we hope to keep doing it for a while because we're having a good time.
Yeah.
You could even become one of our awesome friends over in Discord because that's our favorite fan group. The people that hang out with us every week in our Discord and talk about the game and other things and other hobbies and sometimes hang out on the gaming couches with us. So yeah, go check that out. It's totally free. We won't even hit you up for Patreon money. So not yet. And or just interact with the show by sending us by commenting on our social media. We're on the Facebook and the Instagram, and we are also on YouTube. So leave us a comment or something, and we usually do respond. So yeah. Without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to Steve to host our host rating and review.
That's me. All right. As traditional cable club goes for our winter backlog here, we've come back to the rating portion of the game like we used to do. We've got 5 different categories, and each of us are going to rank it between 1 and 5 and give us a total aggregate score. The first one that we're going to do is presentation. That's how the game looks, how it sounds, how it presents itself. Is it like going in for an important interview, or is it just waking up on Saturday morning? You know what I mean? Our next category is gameplay. How does the gameplay feel? Is it fluid? Is it laggy? Is there tons of hits done? Is there too much grinding? That's going to be in the gameplay section. Pacing. This is how the story moves and how fluid the game feels as far as you know, does it go by quick or is it dragging? You know, kind of deal like that.
Does it go by at the right speed?
Yeah,
No.
it's important.
Too
You know,
fast,
you
too
got to
slow,
see. There's a minimum speed limit and maximum speed limit. You got to be
difficulty
in the
spikes, you know.
No.
Goldilocks zone. Playability. Can you play this game easily today? And would you replay it? And then the last one we've got is our choice specs. And that one is just to pick your own reason for rating the game. It's your own personal opinion if you think it's special or if there's something that you like about it that is unique. That's where we would put that. So, presentation. Dan, I know you're excited to tell us about how bad the music is.
Oh, I'm excited because I'm thinking about Gaia. So it's an instant 5 for me.
She's such a babe.
Guy is probably a 7.
Nope. It's a 1 through 10. You can't pick 7. That's the rule.
All right, well, jokes aside, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the game looks good, I think. Like the sprites are all good, like all the evolutions look cool. So that part, aesthetically it looks great. Like it kind of has like a little anime style going to it. I like the way that it looks. But as far as like, your music and whatnot, like they got a couple good tracks, but like like a lot of them are very, especially with a game that you're grinding for points. You got to have longer than 5-second loops. I'm sorry, like that's just unexcusable to me. Um, yeah, I mean, other than that, like I don't know, I'd probably give this like a 3. I think it's good at a 3.
It's pretty low.
You think so? Nah, I think it's all right. I mean, like the music, I don't know. I'm pretty big on music when it comes to games.
That's fair.
Listen, what year did Donkey Kong Country come out?
Oh,
What was it
94 or 5. It was a little later in the
The
system's
first
life.
one?
Yeah, it was I think it was a little later in that system's life because they figured out they could do the pre-rendered sprites.
This is worth a look.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they weren't like trying like anything special. Not that they needed to.
94 November.
94.
Not that they needed to, but I don't think they're. I don't know. There's no mode 7. I don't think at all in this game.
Not in this game.
But
No.
I
we
will
know
say
there was an ActRaiser, which was a launch title.
But I will say, like, if you pay attention to the background, they have like multiple backgrounds where like they're shifting at different times. So that was actually a nice touch.
Oh yeah, and there was day and night too. If you hung out in
Yeah.
a biome long enough, you'd reach nighttime.
I mean, I would give this like a 3.5 if I could, but I'll just stick to 3.
Oh, okay. It's like a 3.4 then.
How about you, Don? What do you want to give this thing in presentation?
It's on the SNES. Looks good. Sounds awful. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I am going to be more on the lines of Dan here. I think that the game does look pretty good. I think it could do even better, but it still looks good.
There's a lot of
Um,
sprites. Like there's a lot of enemies.
Chrono Trigger has a lot of enemies. What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
It came out like
Well, as far as music too, though, like
Super Mario World looks just as good as this game, and it was a launch title for the system.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. And as far as music goes too, like it had a tall order too. Like you got like, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man X, Donkey Kong. It's just the music is just not doing it.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Final
the music's very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, sounds awful.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the menuing is like, it's not very aesthetic. It's all like weird blocks, different shapes. It's just kind of weird looking presentation.
Oh yeah, the text inside like the evolution. Yeah, like what were they going with that? That was weird.
I don't know.
Whatever. It didn't hamper my experience much.
Yeah, but this is the presentation of the game,
Yeah,
not gameplay here.
dude,
Listen, sometimes
I almost put it down
presentation
because of that.
sometimes presentation makes gameplay worse if it's something like the camera or something that just literally impairs your vision. Yeah, sometimes presentation bleeds over into other categories and it's that bad. So at least there was none of that. So
All right, Don. Why don't you start with the gameplay? How would you put the gameplay in a rating?
man, like the whole game's combat and the combat's not that good, but something about getting to the next evolution, not just because it'll make you stronger, but seeing what it'll look like, seeing how ugly you're going to be was kind of an addicting loop. And I don't think it really took that long to grind. And I didn't even do it very efficiently. Because like Steve said, there's like these little crustaceans on the ocean floor that you can get for like 500. If I had
Yeah.
known that, my grind would have been over very fast. But
Yeah.
even then, it only took me like 20 minutes to get to the max power that I ended up ending the game at as a dinosaur. So, like, I don't know. I think the gameplay is pretty good. I don't quite want to say four because
Yeah.
every creature is kind of the same. And I want more. Like, I wanted ranged attacks, I wanted different characteristics in the animals. So, yeah, I'm probably going to give it like a three.
Hmm.
I'm
Fair enough.
definitely more positive on it than I am negative, but it's it could have been a lot better.
Dan?
Yeah. The combat could definitely be better, like for sure. Like having bite, like all your only mode of attacking is biting for like 75% of the game. It definitely needs variety. And some of the bosses do just feel cheap, just by design. Like I was saying, like that frog boss, and it could just be a skill issue on my part. I'm not really sure, but some of
Because of the
them,
hit stun.
yeah, exactly. But some of the bosses did feel pretty bullshit, and that just didn't feel good. I don't know, dude. Like I'm stuck between like a two and a three, as far as just like gameplay. I'm gonna be generous and give it a three. I think I'm happy with that.
Um, I think it's kind of a unique idea, but as far as the gameplay goes, it just felt so repetitive. Man, I'm having a hard time.
Well, was this the section that you asked when you said it was like, is there any lag and stuff? Was it this section or was it the next one?
Yeah, gameplay. It's like,
Yeah,
is the gameplay fluid? Does
this
it like
game lags like a mother effer.
There's
It
some points where it chugs
dude,
for
holy moly! When he
sure.
said that, I was like, oh, I forgot to mention that in the previous section
d
of the
you wanna
podcast. Like,
change your answer?
yeah,
There weren't
actually,
that many instances where
no, dude. Like,
where it
if there
chugged.
was like two things on the screen other than you, it was like that game. You could feel the drop. I was like, eh, uh, dude, no.
I think I'm at
There's
a 2 as
Yeah,
well,
you know what?
honestly.
I forgot
That's
about
fair.
the lag too.
Yeah.
Dan
That's where
picked
I'm
this
at. I
game
think the
just to rip
gameplay's
on it.
Oh, I think Dan picked it because it's been so long.
Yeah, I thought it was more fun than I remembered. I mean, it wasn't bad. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm kind of giving
Why
it
do we
like
always beat the games we don't like? Like
I
what?
do
Like
like it though.
we're so high on a game like Final Fantasy VIII, but only one of us beat it. And then
It's
like
long.
we play like Lost Kingdom, and we were all pretty dogging on that one, but all of us beat that one despite it being.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I beat, like,
I don't hate it,
almost all the games.
but I don't love it.
Yeah, it's
That
fair.
that's just how it is.
Alright. Pacing. This is how the game progresses through the story. Is it fast? Is it slow? Um, and does it feel like it's taking forever? So, for me, I'm probably gonna be in the middle of the road on pacing. There is some grindy spots, but you don't necessarily have to grind. And because the game has different acts, the different periods, I think that pacing wise, the bosses are mostly different except when you have to like fight three bees over the course of the game or whatever. But for the most part, I feel like um they kept it moving, and the only thing that stopped you from moving forward is yourself.
Hmm.
So I'm in the middle on pacing. I was gonna give it a 3.
Yeah, probably the same.
If the gameplay loop was a little bit more exciting, then the pacing would have felt more enjoyable, I
Right.
think.
I think if you had like more meaningful upgrades that like gave you like different stuff, like maybe like status effects or ranged attacks or something, then this could have been in like an easy five, just like how you're progressing your current species. But like I guess my biggest gripe, is the grinding, which granted it's not that long, but like I do feel like bosses end up being roadblocks sometimes where like you can clearly tell like, yeah, I'm gonna be bashing my head against this boss if I just don't go back and grind. Because the especially like the defense upgrades, like they're massive. Like you can go from like getting two shotted to like getting like five shotted, depending on which one you're getting. Like so, I mean, you don't have to play like that. Like you could try and like beat it, not getting hit that much, but I like to make it as easy as possible if I can. So yeah, I'll give it a 3. It's a little grindy, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's not bad.
I really want to give it a 1.
Really? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So it irks me so much that I go to a new era and then I lose everything and I start
Yeah.
from the ground up again.
Yeah, that
Like
is yeah.
and it happened to me in the dinosaur era when I turned into a bird, and I have to admit that was a little BS. Although I ended the game as a bird, so ultimately it was a fine choice, but why did you take the jaws away from me that I had to then just go upgrade again? Like I had already spent the points on the Tyrannosaurus jaws, 5,000 points, which at the time was kind of a lot. You had to kill a minimum of 50 enemies to get there, and then they gave me a jaw that did 1 damage, like the weakest possible jaw and the weakest possible body with no HP and no speed and no anything.
Mm,
It's like,
And to be fair though, like if they had told you even a little bit, if there was any kind of you know way to know that you could go and then immediately after get flying, go get the dragon and then fly up and get the 10,000 points from the alien ship, it would solve that problem.
I
But
don't
we
know that you
didn't
could have
know.
gotten it because I think the enemies would have killed you, right? Like,
There's no
wasn't there those
enemy.
those pterodactyl guys?
yeah, it is pretty hidden though, like to do
Oh,
all
Well, it's
that.
very
oh,
hidden
you
Yeah,
can you can you can get the dragon, right? And
immediately
you
after
can
and then
just
go into
deal with the
space
enemies. Yeah.
and fly
and
in
get
the
the
in the meteors.
10,000
Yeah,
points to get your jaws back. But
yeah,
they don't tell you it. You have
yeah,
to I found it on a guide. I didn't
yeah.
even
That
Yeah,
that's
yeah, me
that's
too.
something that's very easily missable.
But
Like,
like that, you'd have to know to jump in Stonehenge in order to go to the next continent, I feel like is a really cryptic thing. But then like a lot of the biomes, like I don't remember a lot of them. Like they're just areas that you just walk from left to right and you
yeah,
just pass it
right,
and that's it. Like you don't have to interact with the enemies if you don't want to, or you can just
yeah.
like I don't know, it's just there. It's just filler and there was a lot of that.
Yeah, no, there was because like a lot of the time it's like you try to find like what's the best EXP per hour enemy, and obviously it's not usually in the in the beginning biomes. So a lot of time you're just running right through those, not giving a
Yeah, just not a lot
yeah,
of memorable spots, you
yeah,
know? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the pacing. I feel like it's one of the things that got really messed up on this game in certain points,
yeah.
and the latter half of the game where you get to keep your points and you just make decisions like, oh, I can stay a reptile. I know I won't change much, but I can at least keep my strength now, or I can turn into a mammal, or I can be a bird. Right, like those choices all felt impactful, and the pacing felt a little bit better.
I
Um,
I wish like you actually those green orbs that you get. I wish that was like a permanent thing where it's like in the game, like maybe get rid of the orbs. And like say if I wanted to swap back to my amphibian form for something or vice versa, like any of the forms that I previously had should have stuck with you through the whole game, in my opinion. Just
well,
maybe
you
make
could
like
have.
no, you
No, what Dan's saying is he thinks that you should get rid of all the orbs and be able to change between your forms
yeah.
whenever
So
you wanted.
so like say if I wanted to play an amphibian through the entire game, I should be able to do that. Yeah,
Your
yeah,
little
like,
fish
if
feet.
you hard mode, right? Like, but, like, I feel like that would have been so all the upgrades that you had, like, it would have stayed with you through the whole game because
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, like, when you get, like, limited resources, you have a hard time, like, spending it because you don't know when do I use this kind of thing. See, and you end up not using them.
And if you lose to a boss twice, you go from like ballin' to broke.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
and then you have to go grind again. So like I got my intention was always to go mammals, and I was just building up points, and then I got shellacked by a boss twice, and then I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to get all those points. Like I had enough points to go from the like Quetzalcoatl dragon looking thing that I
Mm,
was to human.
right.
Like, but it just yeah, I was like, no, nope, guess not. So I feel like pacing is a 1 for me.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty valid,
I,
honestly.
I think they really messed that up.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, you want to start us off on playability?
Yeah, I mean, the game's definitely playable. Like I said, I wish there was more to it, but it does open up when you get to the dinosaur era. And then like you said, like we could all like play at different species. Like you could turn into a human out like near the end of the game. You could stay a mammal, you could stay a dinosaur, you could stay a bird. So like there is choices, I guess, like on how you would beat the game. But at the end of the day, it's like they all play fairly similar. I guess the most different one would probably be the bird, right? Because you're
Yeah,
flying.
yeah, because you literally move around the screen wherever you
Yeah.
want, and you get the bird kick.
Yeah, and you get the kick as the mammal, which is nice, but, like, that kinda stuff needed to be in the beginning of the game, like, right off the get-go, not, like, when you're, like, 75% done.
Agreed.
Uh, it's just, like, the fish feels the same, the amphibian feels the same, the dinosaur feels the same, you know? It's just a lot of
The
sameness going
music
on.
feels the same.
Yeah, yeah. It's just not a lot going on, you just your sprite looks different, but essentially you're the same thing. You just look different. So, the fact that you do have somewhat of a choice at the end of the game, like, where you can branch off a little bit, I won't knock it too hard, but, like, I think I'm gonna give it a 3 for that as well. It's not it's a cool little game to play. It has its, downsides, but, like, it's fun.
All right, Don, how do you feel about playability?
I think if you've exhausted a lot of the SNES library, particularly the RPGs, and you're looking for something to play that's maybe a little off the beaten trail, you could probably do worse than Evo.
Mm.
Uh, however, if you don't want to emulate it, it is one of those games. This thing will cost you like
Oh,
$330
yeah,
each.
I didn't even think about that, yeah,
Uh,
yikes.
so it's very
And
hard to
it's
come by.
never been re-released.
Yeah, it's probably one of these cases where the game is expensive and not worth it. Although once you reach that echelon, it's hard to argue for anything. But
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm probably gonna give it a 2 for
yeah,
that, just because it's
I didn't take that route.
inaccessible.
Like, damn, yeah, you guys are right.
I am never going to replay this game
Ever.
ever again.
0.
You don't want to go play as the bird?
No, I got the bird. I was the bird at the end of the dinosaur. I feel like I'm not missing out on anything by not playing it again. I don't think that the replayability for a different animal at the end of the game, going through a 5-hour slog to experience something just slightly different, I don't think it's worth it for my time. And also, we talked about it. It's impossible to play other than emulating unless you want to dish out, you know, a whole day's worth of work. And I'm not doing a whole day's worth of work for another whole day's worth of work.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
giving it a
what?
1, man.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
think it's pretty terrible
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
playability.
I'm gonna downgrade to a 2.
Which keep changing Dan's
Yeah,
answers.
it's
I
the
think it's perfectly okay
it,
to recommend this game.
it's the nostalgia goggles.
If for somebody else, yeah, I mean, maybe a 3 because it's a little bit different. But me personally, I would go back
Yeah.
and replay it.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, I think Don gets to start on the last section, choice specs. Is there something special about this game or just personally that you think either deserves high points or low points for?
So obviously the uniqueness is in the idea that you're building a creature and you're evolving and you're, building it the way that you quote unquote want. It's one of those empty choices where you don't really have a choice. You kind of do have to make the creature stronger in a very linear way most of the time, with a few exceptions to that rule. So its greatest potential strength is also maybe its greatest letdown. But overall, it's a unique specimen. So I'm probably going to give it a 3. It definitely has its own unique element, and the element's kind of fun. So
I'm same 3. Like it was definitely unique for the time. But like again, like it's you know, I'm- heads aren't exploding with this idea. You know what I mean? It's like
well, I think they could have been,
it
but
could have been, but I don't think it just didn't. They didn't execute it well enough, and it could have just been the time that it was made. But like, it just feels very lacking for what you could have done with this game. I
yeah.
just like your character feels very samey. Like at the end of the day, from start to finish, your character feels very samey. So
For a side-scrolling, not very platform-heavy game, but it's like a side scroller, having the ability to play like 5 different characters is kinda cool. So, I think a 3 is fair.
mm,
I think it has a little bit going for it in originality, so I commend it for that. Unfortunately, it's feels half-baked, but it still has legs. The idea is interesting enough for me to say, like, if you haven't played it, you could try it if you
yeah,
wanted to emulate it. And,
I good
yeah, I
idea
think
if it
that's
was
fair.
yeah, good idea if it was expanded on for sure.
And our totals are Steve giving it 12 out of a possible 25 points.
Woo.
Dan giving it 13 out of a possible 25, and Dawn giving it me a 13 out of a possible 25 for a total of 38 out of
Oh my
75.
god, dude. What? What's that percent?
That is sorry, I mistyped it. Hold on. Uh it's right around halfway. We'll call it a 51%
Yeah.
is
Hey,
what
it's
we
still
give
still
this.
better than average.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
kidding.
that's our
Yeah, that,
no.
no, I'm just
Not
kidding.
not
I'm
that's
just kidding.
not how numbers work.
Yeah. Uh,
So that is our score. That's what we thought. Feel free to agree with us or rail on us in the comments, or send us an email with your grievances for why this is a hidden gem. It's a hidden something. I just think it's more like a hidden lump of coal than a gem.
yeah.
Um, but it's there. Is it a reason that we call the Super Nintendo Super? Maybe.
No.
But anyway, we're gonna let this fossil go extinct, set it aside, and we're going to pull up the picker wheel to
Oh,
pick our first random guess game,
yeah, we haven't done this in a bit.
which I hope for all of you it's more interesting than what we just
Oh, come on. You guys had fun.
did. We did.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, it was an experience to go back to.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
Steve, pull up that picker wheel. Get that bad boy up here. Got a lot of
GTA.
games on it. So is there any games on it that stand out, or any ones that people voted like more for than others? Wow, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, for sure. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So, we've got all kinds of games, and for anybody not in the Discord, you're missing out on having an opportunity for your game to be on here. But we have it's probably like 30 games.
Mm.
Some of them are doubles because somebody would mention something in the Discord and they'd be all excited. They say, "Yeah, put that on there for me too." So,
Yeah, so if people wanted to see us play a game more, they can vote for it again, and it gets an extra spot on the picker wheel.
yes.
All right.
So, are you guys ready to spin to find what game we're going to do in our winter backlog
Yeah,
here?
I guess
Here's your
so.
gift. Hope you
Yeah.
like it.
Please no shit game. Please no shit game.
I'm surprised somebody didn't put some. Actually, you know what? There's the Ring Fit game in here that,
I actually have that, believe it or not.
yeah, I kind of want to play it, but I don't want to buy it.
Yeah.
I think it's like $80 for the whole setup.
I found it for 50.
Oh, you did?
So it's not that bad, but I'm hoping that I don't have to buy Ring Fit. So,
Mhm.
all right, go ahead,
All
spin
right.
that thing.
Ready?
Let's do it. Come on, Batman. Batman.
Yeah. That's close.
Damn. We almost got DBZ. That would have been cool.
This one might be seasonally appropriate too.
Until Dawn, huh?
Yeah, Until Dawn. And I don't like scary games. Why did it have to be a scary game?
Because
All right,
you need to get over it.
the Until Dawn.
Yeah, I know nothing about this game, so maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised.
So it's like a horror like storytelling game where the choices you make matter. And like you play, trying to remember the name of the company
2015
that put it
game.
out. Yeah, 2015, and it's like you play a bunch of teenagers who go to a cabin in a woods, and there's basically a bunch of ways to get murdered and a bunch of ways to save everybody, and you're trying to do that. And yeah, I'm not going to
Oh,
spoil anything.
so what is it, like one of those? I've never really played these, but is it like what they call them, like Telltales or something?
No, because there's some action elements in it.
Oh, is there? Okay.
So, but it's I think it eventually spawned the series called Dark Chronicles. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but I think like almost annually they've been coming out with a horror game in this style, just in a different setting. And I think this was the first one they made that really caught everybody's attention, and it's kind of a wild ride.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit excited to pick it up and
I
play it.
cannot believe that this game on Steam is the full price.
Really? What price are we looking at?
On Steam, it's $60,
I
but
think
on
for the PS4, you might be able to get it for
PS4,
nothing.
yeah, like the PS4 version, you can find for like $15, $10.
Really? Wow, that's crazy.
Might have to dust off the PlayStation 4
Apparently.
/ 5 because 5 is playable.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That's crazy to me. This game is like, it came out in like 2012.
It is very popular.
It got a movie adaptation.
It did.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So
Can I watch the movie and not play it?
Is there
No.
a remake for this? Because
It's a PS5 remake.
oh, okay. Because the one I just looked up says Until Dawn remake. So what are we
maybe
playing?
there's a different one on Steam.
What are we playing? Does it matter which one we play, or?
I think we're gonna
I
play
don't
the
know.
original.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I
It
would
didn't
say.
Okay.
remake, but anyway.
I wonder if that's on Steam, like the original. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe it'll be cheaper.
So before we go, I do like to say that our theme music is done by Cubby. It's Seahorse Dreams. It's pretty awesome. He's an awesome artist. Go check him out on his Bandcamp in our description below. I also like to thank our listeners, the people who listen to us every week, who are subscribed to us on the listening platforms, who hang out with us in Discord. All of you, thank you so much. Make this so worth it for us. And then I also, the editing and producing for our podcast is done by the three of us. What three talented guys we are doing all this graphic design and this editing work. Pretty awesome, right? So yeah. Now that we've set E.V.O aside and we're going to play Until Dawn, we'll see you in 2 weeks for that. For now, it's game over, fellas.
Game over.
Game over.